out here getting loose. Guys going through some drills. We're almost at game time, folks. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Derek Lively is out there with Buzelis. Then it's Morant. Then it's Ball. And it's Dort in at the small forward. And for the Pacers, Franz Wagner is out there with Tari Eason. Then it's Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Then there's depth. Brooklyn, and it's Williams at the 5. We are right in the middle part of a long season, GA. As a player, how do you stay engaged? How do you stay focused?
Kevin, this is where the grind can really catch up to you. Easy to start feeling complacent or check out a little bit, so you got to shake that off. And I tell you another thing, your coaches will play a huge role in keeping you engaged.
Trains the three-pointer. Wagner's got the first 3 points tonight for the Pacers.
Franz Wagner is a very capable offensive player. Knock down those deep shots, young sir.
Lively a screen on Caldwell-Pope. Ball finds Lively. And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his first foul.
Refs calling it close already as he picks up a quick early foul.
Here's Ball from past the arc. Rebound by Williams. Booker against Morant. Caldwell-Pope outside. Booker outside. 6 on the shot clock. Tries it from 19. Rebound Atlanta. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Well, earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle. Of course, John Morant's named first and foremost, so I asked him about the strategy. He said try to plug every defensive hole we see. I know if we give Morant any space, he'll try and slice right through us, so we can't have any cracks in the armor. A tall order for the defense against the unstoppable Morant. Back to you.
Thanks, David. Now, here's Ball. Averaging 28 points a game, and it's not an easy feat for what this man does on the offensive end. On its way from Caldwell-Pope for 2. And good. Got the English that time as it falls.
Solid elevation there. A consistent point of release, and KCP with excellent shot mechanics.
When you look at the game of Mark Williams, Doris, what impresses you the most?
Well, probably his size and athleticism. That combination makes him an immediate fit. He understands which shots to take on the offensive end, seems to have a great feel for how to position himself on the defensive end and how to mix it up on the glass.
It's good.
Boy, after missing 3 straight, they finally get one to go down.
And for the Pacers, they come in off a great outing against the 76ers. Back to Booker. Shoots over Morant. Eason with it. In the game against Philadelphia. Very impressive. Wagner wide open. Off target from outside. The Hawks trail by 3. And it's Ball penetrating. Rebound by Williams.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
And Booker kicks to Williams. Lively against Caldwell-Pope. A shake. No good off the back of the rim. And Morant's got the ball here for the Hawks. In the corner, it's Buzelis. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. It's a tie ball game.
Buzelis showing a little bit of everything with that quick release.
And here's Booker from the arc. Rebound, Atlanta.
Well, he tries to answer with a three of his own and can't do it. You can't get caught up in the one-on-one aspect.
Ball against Caldwell Pope. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively. But where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. Giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Jarek Lively. Okogie comes in for Dort. And Hield subbed in for Ball. Out to the right wing. Here's Buzelis. Over to the left wing. The tray. It's rebounded by Indiana. Williams has got his 5th rebound in this one. Wagner from long range. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
What we know about Franz Wagner is this guy attempts a fair amount of threes for a reason. He's pretty effective, guys.
And it's Morant missing.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
Back to Wagner. Indiana moving the ball over. Here's Booker. Buries it down low.
And this is one of those things in Devin Booker's bag that makes him so special. That floater on point.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Now for Indiana. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Mark Williams. Toppin comes in for Tari Eason. Cam Whitmore, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Marcus Sasser subbed in for Booker. Bol, he's checked in for the Hawks. Monte Morris comes in for Morant. Here's Claxton. Hasn't made one yet. Bol, the pass to Hield. Shot to stop the run. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Wow, Buddy Hield, usually the guy they're trying to create open shots for. This time he returns the favor.
Now, here's Wagner. Tight defense on him.
Yeah, that's a great setup. Screen the defender off and let him elevate.
Oh, right. And wasn't the timing ideal? My goodness, the D with no chance to react.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Hield right side. Pass to Morris. Three-pointer on the way. Toppin pulls it in. Pacers leading by 7. Sasser with it. Guarded now by Morris. Back to Sasser. Toppin, no one around him. Hits it from three-point range.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now here's Hield. And in that game with Houston, he did not play well.
Oh, the athleticism on display. Nick Claxton makes these throwdowns look easy.
There's 45 seconds left to play in the first. It's stolen by Hield. Pass to Morris. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Here's Whitmore. Three-pointer. And Bol pulls it down. The Hawks trail by 6. Morris passes to Bol. Now here's Hield. Whitmore defending. Clock at 6. right side. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Cam Whitmore. The Hawks shooting their first foul shots of the night here.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Both shots good from the stripe. And so it's Franz making highlights for Indiana. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Indiana.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
We'll be topping out there with Clint Capella. Then there's Devin Booker. Then it's Cam Whitmore. And it's Strawther in at the 3. That's the Pacers' 5. LaMelo Ball came in like a storm into this NBA, Doris, but hasn't been able to stay healthy since.
It's so true, Kevin, and that's unfortunate because the skill is apparent every time he plays. He's a game changer with his size and his playmaking. The NBA is better off because of the flair and the style he brings when he is healthy.
Here's Ball. Following the score by Obi Toppin. That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Ball. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Devin Booker is a 3-level scoring threat. He said, I'm just reading coverages and taking what the defense gives me. That's a mid-range jumper, which analytically people say isn't the highest percentage shot. But for myself, it's a good one. I've shot it pretty much my whole life. Kevin?
And David, doesn't it show? Wow, he's something else. Hey, thank you. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist to this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Looking at who's out there now for the Hawks. Derek Lively comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And it's John Morant in for Kristen.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to talk to his guys. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Ball up top. Whitmore defending. Ball no good.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
And Toppin throws it down.
Boy, the explosiveness of Obi Toppin can really shock the defense. This guy gets excellent airspace.
Now, here's Ball. Averaging 28 points a game, and it's not an easy feat for what this man does on the offensive end. Dort wide open. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Pacers leading by 6. Booker in the corner. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Ball. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Morant drives in. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. They've led by as much as 10. The Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Kicks it out to Booker. Shoots over Morant. And Devin Booker in the paint.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Morant right side. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Lively's shot is off.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
A case in point of running the floor well in transition. Yet another way Booker can beat you.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Lively sends a screen for Morant. Wants to get it to Lively and does.
Well, Mr. Lively might be the best catch and finisher in the alley-oop situation. That's a dunk, folks.
And so it's Indiana with it. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. Booker finds Williams. Caldwell Pope outside. And Indiana, another three.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Morant passes to Dort. Morant scanning the floor.
And there's no doubt Morant near the top of the list of elite scorers in this league.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
And converted more than 4 out of every 5 free throw attempts last year. So just solid at the line.
Tari Eason's checked in for Indiana. Franz Wagner comes in for Whitmore. Then for the Hawks, Bull. He's checked in for Derek Lively. Okogie comes in for Buzelis. And it's Buddy Hield in for Dort.
Well, they have the advantage, but you still feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself going.
Bull. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Eason. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. He's ready to talk things through with the team. And Indiana making a change here. Toppin's checked in. And stolen by Wagner. Here's Caldwell Pope. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Caldwell Pope's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pacers. GA, when you look at the development of Franz Wagner, what now is the next step for him?
Kevin, for me, it's the three-point shooting, specifically becoming more efficient out there. And I also think he's going to have to become a better passer, ball mover. I got total confidence he'll get there because the rest of his game is complete.
Offensive rebound. The Hawks trail by 13. Here's Morant. From down in the low post, it goes. Morant's got 5 now.
The delicate touch on display there. Gotta love when Morant lets that floater fly off his fingertips. Beautiful.
And that one's good, Wagner.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
Morant against Caldwell Pope. Three-pointer, Hield. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Now Eason. Still yet to score. Here's Wagner. Caldwell Pope kicks to Williams. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Morant with the rebound. Pass to Okogie. And stolen by Wagner. Here's Caldwell Pope. Guarded by Morant. It's stolen by Hield. Jacks up a 3. Out that one, the Indiana lead has been cut down to 10 on the bucket from Morant.
More of a dribble drive guard, but the defense can't forget about Jaw's ability outside the arc.
Wagner finds Williams. And it's Williams with the jam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Now here's Morant. Pass to Bull. Back to Morant. Just 4 to shoot. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Three-pointer, Hield. Good. And the nice assist from Morant. Hield's got it back down to single digits for the Hawks. Hield against Wagner. Now Eason. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Morant. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
8 seconds left now here in the second. And Wagner drives in and foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
And you know what? You allow a guy.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough.
The previous play is under review.
Technology, we've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And so it's Indiana ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Hello and welcome. First up, folks, let's take a moment to see how things are shaking down in the Rookie of the Year race. There's been no adjustment period to the NBA for these young men.
And Kenny wouldn't know anything about this. Not just anybody wins Rookie of the Year.
Subtle, Shaq. Why don't you just come out and say you won Rookie of the Year?
Got him, because I just got you to say it. Got him, Ernie.
And now, guys, it's time to talk about that challenging first half for the Atlanta Hawks.
Guys, they're laying bricks out there. Shaq, I could read your mind as you were watching that.
I can't say that I was thinking out loud, not on this show.
Pointing out that they're shooting under 30% from three. That's frosty. Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Without question, Franz Wagner displaying his skills today.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
The Hawks trail by 9. Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. Buzelis out there with Lou George. Then it's Derek Lively. Then there's John Morant. And it's Ball in at the 2 spot.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Buzelis, no one around him. From outside, off the mark. And Wagner's got the ball here for Indiana. And Ball slams it in.
Yeah, you can see the impressive vertical of LaMelo. This guy gets to the cup and slams it home.
Indiana leading by 9. Pass to Eason. About 1 minute played here in the second half. 11 feet away, and that one's good. Wagner. Wagner's got 12.
Well, you don't often see Wagner exploit the defense in the mid-range, but he understood this is where it will work for me right now.
And he makes that one.
Terrific play call to give him a clean look at the rim. That's how you want to start the second half.
Well, there is nothing better than catching a rhythm as early as possible, and boy, that's a terrific start right there.
Caldwell Pope against Ball. Eason with it, still without a basket. Pass to Booker from outside the arc. And you know who? Devin Booker.
Boy, the delivery from Booker, so clean. That jump shooting is pure.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. The Hawks trail by 12. GA, when we think about Devin Booker's scoring ability, he always has been ahead of the curve.
The youngest player ever to score 70 in a game, amongst the youngest to get to 10,000 points. Booker is on a historic scoring pace. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. A three-pointer, no good.
They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
Buzelis with the ball. Defended now by Wagner. Now here's Morant for 3. Pacers leading by 12. No, boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. You think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind.
And the Hawks making a change here. Claxton's checked in. Lively finds Ball. Lively a screen on Booker. Shot clock at 6. Williams with the block. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. Atlanta making a switch here. Okogie's checked in. 3 on the clock. Ball. Atlanta again missing.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
Pass to Eason. Fires from deep. And Lively pulls it down. Lively's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Okogie the pass to Ball. Lively sends a screen for Ball. With the drive. Williams with the block. It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the NBA again set records for attendance. Overall, arenas were filled to 98% of capacity. Commissioner Adam Silver says we're in a great position. You almost can't fit more people in our arenas. Kevin, he made it clear the area for growth is in media and especially in mobile viewing.
David, you know this, directly to the fan. I mean, my goodness, all the different ways you can consume the game. It's beautiful. Obi Toppin's checked in for the Pacers. Then for the Hawks, Bull. He's checked in for Jarek Lively. Christie subbed in for George. And there's Williams. That's good on the assist by Toppin. Williams has got his second bucket of the night.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Pass to Christie. The kick out to Ball. To end the drought, the Hawks again can't hit.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
Caldwell Pope pass to Booker. Lob pass to Wagner.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. It's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Some changes for Indiana. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Mark Williams. And it's Whitmore in for Devin Booker. Then for the Hawks, Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Heald comes in for Josh Okogie. And Monte Morris subbed in for Ball. Here's Whitmore. Atlanta with the rebound. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. And he drives in. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. Let's take a second look at that fantastic block.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
Here's Wagner. Kept alive by Indiana. Whitmore finds Capella. And Bull pulls it down. The Hawks trail by 18. Healed outside. With some arc, and it's blocked.
What a big-time block from Franz Wagner. Wow, how about the grit on the defensive end?
For three, Caldwell Pope. That's another one for him. His fifth in just 7 shots. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Indiana.
They made a point to protect the rim, challenging shots all game long, and the block total is off the charts.
But they've also been scoring on the break with how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court. Anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Healed against Wagner. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Well, that shows you the combination of size, strength from Franz Wagner. Like, seriously, well done right there.
The Pacers making a change here. Strother's checked in. Morant, he's checked in for Atlanta. Morant, right side. Christie kicks to Heel. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Here's Morant. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Morant's got 10 points.
And no problem for Morant that close to the hoop. Once he gets inside, he makes it look easy.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Second personal foul. Fourth team foul.
Pacers have only one. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul.
The previous play is
easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new...
The ruling on the floor stands.
And how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues
And he can't get the first one.
Guys, when you're talking about young players, the first thing I want to know is, do they have passion and enthusiasm for the game? Franz Wagner, he's got every bit of that.
Here's Morant. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot, but right now this guy is cooking.
Capella with a screen on George. With 1 on the clock. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Indiana controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against him. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. We've got Booker. Toppin is out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Cam Whitmore. And it's Strother in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the group out there for Indiana. And it's Whitmore missing.
I'll tell you, despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ballgame.
We know players are not shy about criticizing officiators. Anything you'd try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
Ball dishes to Morant. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
Well, after netting one in the first half, that's the second deep ball to go down for this guy.
Now here's Booker. Whitmore sends a screen for Booker. Pass to Whitmore. Into the lane. And Whitmore throws it down.
And when he gets downhill, Whitmore is a force.
The Hawks trail by 19. Here's Buzelis. And here is Ball. Pass to Buzelis. It's hauled in by Clint Capella.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Toppin. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for the Pacers. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Booker against Morant. Pass to Buzelis. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Indiana. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead.
One made three for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
And it's Capella missing.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art. Changing shots without making contact.
Ball no good.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Stolen by Dort. Fast break, the Hawks. And Capella sends it back.
Quick off the floor. Has that long reach. Capella there with the intimidation.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Dort. No good on that one.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Atlanta. And Doris, one guy who rarely has an off night, Devin Booker.
He has been the model of consistent excellence, Kevin. This guy's so efficient, so productive, all about winning. I am not sure Devin Booker gets the credit he deserves for the level he's at every night.
We all know Ja's capability to fill it up, and he is showing it here tonight.
Morant with the steal. Lets it go with a 3. Bangs home the trifecta. Morant's got 8 here in the quarter.
Challenging this D with the 3-ball. That's his second from distance this half. And he also hit one in the first half, too.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Some changes here for the Pacers. Williams, he's checked in for Capella. Tari Eason comes in for Toppin. And it's Franz Wagner in for Whitmore. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. Now, he kept it simple in the huddle. He said, play smart. If we don't beat ourselves, we walk away with the win. Keep it simple, and we got this. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. And good on the second, so he makes them both. The Hawks trail by 17. Left side, Ball. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Got a piece of it. 6 to shoot. Over in the corner, Dort. Off target from three-point range.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board has been impressive.
Eason's shot is good.
How about the vision from Devin Booker? Yes, he can score it, but that's a pretty pass.
Morant with it, out guarded by Booker. That's good from Morant. Both free throws good from Morant.
Already an MVP caliber talent, Morant is all about continuing to get better, as well as competing for titles.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Here's Williams. And Williams with the stuff.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. To the wing right side. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
Buzelis is checked in for Derek Weifel. Now Wagner. Pass to Eason. Caldwell Pope kicks to Booker. Wagner outside. Misses the three. The Hawks trail by 19. Morant outside.
Whether he's off ball or on it, you just love what Buzelis brings to the floor.
First free throw is good. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Pacers leading by 18. To the inside. Claxton with the steal. To the paint. Here's Buzelis. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Morant's got 4 assists now tonight.
And how about that finish by Buzelis, the rookie, getting it done.
Here's Morant. And Morant throws it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Here's Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me. And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately.
Once again, give it up for your base man sports team.
Williams passes to Booker. Here's Eason. Got a hand on it.
Making good use of his length. Buzelis able to track down the block that time.
Morant with a wide open look. And again, it's Atlanta.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
No, I think that's the one thing every player is searching for. Consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
To the middle. Here's Wagner. And finished off by Wagner.
Looking to close it out. That one might have been the backbreaker.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Indiana.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall. And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Franz Wagner.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Well, over 80% from the line for his career. You do not want to foul Franz in the act.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Wagner. Here's Buzelis. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Here's Strother. Got a piece of it. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now we present the player of the game.